in the 2 hours we talked? Yeah, man, it's a miracle. I've been praying. And my prayers were answered. So, hey, man, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I learned so much. But I will not be able to continue with Primerica. But if it changes, I'll let you know. And I hang up and then I go cry in a corner. And then I do the same thing and Dante comes in and I do the same thing with him. And I say, I'll set these appointments and you do it, this, that. And Dante calls back and says, hey, man, I've been thinking. And then he figures out some reason. And then you do the same thing over and over again, which is exactly what I would have done if my trainer didn't get me on the phone. Okay. And now with social distancing and doing this through a screen, it requires even more leadership. But we got to get great at this. Eric said something else, right? And it all goes into the same thing. He says he has 150 people on Zoom, 150, and makes $1 million a year. Well, we have the same amount of people as he does. And I don't think that they're more gifted than us. I don't think they love their families more than we do. I think they are a little bit different in the fact that they are doing things accurately. And they're doing the right things. And we're not. And it could be a couple minor adjustments here that we make, really one, to really put appointments at the forefront of our organization. And, like Eric told me something on the training, he said, he had an RVP 1 year ago at $100,000 a year. Now it's over 400,000 in 1 year. Why can't that be you? He doesn't have, it's not like he says, oh man, I have, 800 people on Zoom. He's 150. So it requires a lot of leadership. And we have to utilize group dynamics, okay? So one thing that we used to always do, right? So when I got involved too, and then we started doing our own power hour, right? And so my trainer, Mark, he didn't have a lot of people. It was like me and like 3 other people. So when I walked into his office, it was his wife, me, my friend Brett, and like 2 other people. So like maybe 6 of us. So when we got there, it was just 6 people. There was nowhere to go. But, Dante knows this. When we started, we go to my buddy Brett's house and we make calls and we set appointments. And we'd have, 10 or 12 or 15 people there. We'd have a group of people in a home making calls, trying to, set some stuff up. And we would all set appointments, and there'd always be 1 or 2 people, and they never had anything going on. And you notice stuff about them, right? And Dante probably knows what I'm talking about. They were the people that always went to their car to make appointments. Hey, it's a little loud in here. So I'm just gonna go to the car real quick and make some calls. Is that cool, Dante? Yeah, Dante. Dante's nice. Yeah, go ahead. Right. And then they come back and yeah, man. I mean, nobody picked up. I got a lot of voicemails. But man, yeah, my phone's gonna be ringing off the hook later. And then no appointments, and then no appointments, and then no appointments. And then they quit, because why would they do the business? They're not making any money. They're not talking to people. They're not growing. Yeah, and some people come for the environment, and that's cool. We love you. I mean that. But, most people, they're not going to just, get slaughtered with no appointments forever. And I've never met anybody do it on their own. I never met anybody. Especially new people. And so what I was thinking is, and when I say law of diminishing intent, if anybody knows what the law of diminishing intent is, that means the best time to take action is when your enthusiasm is highest. Okay. Somebody goes to the pool and they feel very self-conscious. Man, you know what? I don't want to take my shirt off, or, whatever it is. All these people, they look young, they look fit, whatever it is, right? Well, if you don't get in the gym right then and there, you don't start doing push-ups like right that second, it just starts to fade a little bit. And Jim Rohn, he talks about the law of diminishing intent. He goes, it's like a boat going out to sea. It just gets smaller and smaller, and you just don't care as much. And then, next summer you go to the pool and you say the same thing, man, I'm never going to be in this position again. I'm going to have a 6-pack, or, I'm going to be, 10 pounds. I'm going to get my body fat, whatever people say, or, I'm never going to, my card got declined. I'm never going to be in this position again. Okay, we'll see. You better take action right then and there. You better start reading a book right then and there. You better start setting appointments right then and there. It happens with you after, Top Gun. I'm going to win Top Gun next week. I'm going to win Top Turnout. Well, if you don't make calls that day, then your intent goes down. And, there's another book, right? This is one of the best books I've ever read. Okay, it's called The Procrastinator's Handbook by Rita Emmett. Okay, I'll text that to the chat right now. One of the best books I ever read. And it's not just, cool quotes about why you should do stuff now. It's the psychology of procrastinators, right? I was a procrastinator. Never wanted to do things on time, always finding an excuse. And we're very smart, right? Like in college, I was the biggest procrastinator. I have a final exam, and the next morning, my final exam, I decided to clean my room the night before, because, man, I can't work in an area like this. I can't study. No way. It's filthy. Oh, gosh, no way. This is distracting. It's cluttered. Let me clean. Never clean my room, ever. But before a final, I'll do it. That's what people do. Find every reason to not set up an appointment when they need to set it. Okay, that's fine. You're not going to have any appointments. You're not going to make any money. No appointments, no nothing. Your intent's going to go down. So and I used to always say this when we meet in group and we have a physical meeting, I'd say Saturday training is not about training. I always say that. Now, training is good. It's a bonus. Saturday morning is about setting up appointments. That's the only reason we're getting here today. We're coming here today is to set up appointments. Now, you're going to learn stuff because we are nuts about training, but that's the only reason why and I'd say this, you left your family, you hired a sitter, you paid a toll. The only reason you come here for Saturday training is to set up meetings for the next week. That's it. Bring your list, bring your referrals, because after training, and we didn't do it after training, we did a 30 to 40-minute break during training, and we'd set up appointments. And our training would start at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday. And we would have to get there by 9, sometimes 8:45 or 8:30. Set up the room, and a lot of you guys did a great job doing that. Setting up the room, breaking it down, setting up appointments, getting everybody there. We wouldn't leave there till 1 o'clock. It was our whole Saturday morning. We had classrooms, we had recognition. Now we have a training at 9:30. You can get on at 9:29. Okay, I wish you get on a little bit earlier than that. Chat it up, stuff like that, have some fun. But 9:20, we're done at 11. Okay, everybody synchronized when our training rooms are over. We're done at 11. Okay, and I'll use my base for an example because, like I said, these trainings are really designed. What I talk to the people that I know the most about, like we have, I'm just guessing. Okay, 75 people last Saturday. And we have an appointment setting blitz for 30 minutes. That's it. And we had 9 people on there. And see, we had great visuals in our Saturday training because we'd all do it together. And I think Jen had an advantage because her team doesn't drive, right? So they couldn't just leave Saturday training. They need rides and they couldn't go anywhere. They were trapped, right? And if you know Jen, Virginia and DC are like different countries, right? So they'd be in a whole different world. They didn't think that this was like the real universe, Virginia, right? Because they're trapped in DC and that, DC is, taxation without representation, not even a real state. You know what I'm saying? So they come to Virginia and Jen, they would have to be there just setting appointments because they're like, man, if I don't set appointments, Jen's not going to get me a ride home, right? I'm going to be stuck here in Virginia, right? Forever. But we have an awesome visual, and you know what I'm talking about because we'd always recognize the top appointment setters. And you know what? The top appointment setters every week, they would always win Top Gun. Always. They'd always have the most production. Always. We'd recognize how many appointments you set, and they said 4, 5, 7, 8, and we give out the things and 10. And everybody that set the most appointments will get recognized the next week or the following week after that. And they would what? Get the most production for the week, which means they made the most money for the week. And we've lost that because we have these different classrooms and people don't get back on. And I'm just telling you right now, Saturday morning, because of the size of the group, the content of the training, the classes, the recognition in the beginning, that's when people's enthusiasm is the highest. That is when, right afterwards, they need to get in a group dynamic and set up meetings. They're not going to do it on their own. They're not going to go, oh, I need to do it later. That will not happen. And then we have a team of people that don't set appointments, that don't make money, that let the fears control them forever. A lot of you guys, right? I mean, I know it. Like, look, I know, I wish it wasn't true. But I just heard it from one of the fastest $1 million earners in our company's history. We only have 106. And there might be 2 that have done it quicker than Eric Davis. And he says, I hated setting appointments. I know you hate it. I do too. But you still got to do it. And it doesn't matter how he said, I like going on the appointments. I like closing business. I just hated setting them up. So Saturday when training ends, I try to end it right at 11, right? And I meet with my little base and a few people, little group, right? I'll open it up. I don't care if your field trainer, RVP doesn't do it, if you want to plug it, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. I want people to set appointments for half an hour. That's it. Training, we can genuinely say, goes from 9:30 to 11:30. That's it. Because after that 11, training is done. All we need to do is blitz the phones. That's it. That's all we need to do is set up meetings because if we have appointments to go on, I'm more optimistic about the week. And it requires leadership. Doing it first, being an example, having your list ready to go, posting on the chat. Now, I want to clarify a couple things, okay? For new recruits, because I'm sure there are some here, okay? You don't have to make calls on your own, okay? You will do a lot of this with your trainer, okay? 3-way calls on speaker. Initially, you will not have to make calls on your own. We believe in what we call a triangle offense where the trainer sets up your first initial appointments for you. That way the trainer can qualify the client, meet the client before the actual physical Zoom meeting. They can introduce themselves to the client, tell them to be prepared. Oh, hey, does my wife need to be there? All that stuff. Answer all those concerns or objections or areas that the client is confused about, how long it'll go. We already have somebody. Answer all those questions. The trainer will do that. And you will just observe. You will just chit chat and introduce your trainer. Well, hey, listen, I got my trainer, Jeffrey here. Can you speak with him? Can you speak with her? Okay. I recommend go use the developing your market script. Okay. We'll send that out to the chat. It's probably on there already. Okay. Chandel, you can send it to me. Have the trainee read through it. You read through it. Have them in front of you so they know exactly what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, right? A lot of you guys know, you should know this, okay? You got to stump the recruit, all right? I'm going to ask one of my new people, okay, what stump the recruit is. Just because, all right? All right, Rochelle.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hello.
How's Colorado?
Oh, it's snowing, so it's very cold.
Awesome. Good for you. Do you know what Stump the Recruit is?
Stump the recruit. Get him on a fast start.
Okay. Now I'm talking about Stump the Recruit in regards to setting up appointments.
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay. Let me call somebody else. Robert.
Yes, sir.
Is it snowing in New York? Are you in New York?
Yes, I am. No, it's not snowing here. It snowed the other day. Not a lot,
Okay.
though.
All right. Easy with the New York accent. Okay, I can't understand you.
You can't understand me.
I'm just kidding. All right, so do you know what Stump the Recruit is?
I forgot the acronym, but I know it's to the strategic planning. I forgot the exact words of it.
Okay, so did Gabe ever teach you this? I'm sure he didn't. Where is Gabe? Gabe may not even know it.
Gabe's
Gabe,
not on.
unmute yourself, or let me find you, Gabe.
Tanya's here, not Gabe.
Or Tanya, either one. Tanya, you know what Stump the Recruit is?
Stump the recruit?
Stump the Recruit.
No, I think it's opposite. You confuse the recruit.
Okay, confuse the recruit. What do you mean?
It means that kind of what you said, you don't do what you're supposed to do. You let them to do their things on their own.
Okay.
You.
All right, Trishana, you know what Stump the Recruit is?
No, I don't, but I can take a guess.
Okay, take a guess.
I guess in terms of setting appointments, I guess it would be use their credibility.
Okay, use their credibility. Okay. All right, we got a lot of work to do, team. We got a lot of work to do. All right. Let's see whose video I have up. All right, Chandel. I know you know it. What's Stump the Recruit? You can do it with me. You can role play with me.
Okay.
Go through the psychology, and then I'll be the new recruit.
Just do it first and then go through the psychology, or
No, you can go through psychology and then.
Okay. All right. So a lot of times when you tell a new recruit to set an appointment, before you actually give them the script, you want to just have them say what they're going to say to actually set an appointment, and then ask them some questions and see how they're going to answer it.